Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart have officially picked numbers. Welcome back to the Empire State Sports Report. I'm your host, Adrianna, also known as New York Giants fangirl on social media. So make sure you're following there because there's always a lot to discuss with the Giants, even though it's the offseason. But let's talk about the numbers because this is something that has officially, I would say it's like unofficially official that the players have picked numbers because rookie mini camp started today, Friday, and is going through this weekend. So the rookies had to go ahead and pick numbers. So let's go through them and see what we think. So Abdul Carter is starting with 51. Again, these are subject to change. I kind of hope that most of the guys that pick their numbers stay with them, and I'll tell you why. Abdul Carter wearing 51, I think, is perfect for him. It's what Aziz wore when he was a Giant. I think it's a good fit, and I like that it doesn't have the legacy or connotation of another player. Number 91 is open. We all know that's Justin Tuck's number. I have a Justin Tuck jersey, which I love, but as much as I would love to see him wear something like 91, I want him to just create his own identity. And I think that him being an edge rusher and taking that number 91, people are always going to compare him to Tuck. And I just, for his sake and for our sake as fans, like, let this guy be who he is, create his own identity as a New York Giant. And, you know, that was my whole thing with 11 and 56 and all of these things. Just pick a number and enjoy it. So I think 51 is perfect for him. Jackson Dart took number 6, which I have to be honest, I kind of hate. I don't know. It's fine. It's just like not a quarterback number to me. You know, I want something like a little stronger, and I just feel like 6 is not it. So I hope he ends up switching numbers. I've seen some people say, why doesn't he take 2? Because I think that's what he wore in college. But Tay Banks ended up taking 2 because Russell Wilson took 3, which is Tay Banks' previous number. Now, this is a whole separate thing, but I think we need to go back to positions wearing certain numbers. As a cornerback, why you wear a number 2? That's a quarterback number. I just think it doesn't fit for a corner, and I wish that he wasn't wearing that. I would like to see it on Jackson Dart. I like 12 for Jackson Dart. I like 8. There's not going to be any comparisons to him and Daniel Jones if he wears the number 8. I think we all feel like they're pretty different, and he's going to have his own identity and everything. And, you know, Jones doesn't have the legacy, obviously, like, you know, Justin Tuck or LT or even Phil Simms, someone like that has. So I think he can wear 8 and it would be fine. So I don't know. I just kind of hope he switches. At the end of the day, it's not a big deal. He can stick with 6. It's fine. It's just not my personal favorite. Next up, Darius Alexander is wearing number 1 like Justin Tuck, but I think because he's not going to play the edge rushers, he's not going to be the same type of position player that Justin Tuck was. I think it's fine for him to wear number 91. Also, that could change. I love Scadaboo in 44. I think it's the perfect number for him. Obviously, we know there are some former amazing Giants who have worn number 44, but I think for Scadaboo, it's perfect. I love a same digit number. I love 11, 22. You know, it just is what it is. I think they're great. So 44, perfect for him. Love it. No notes. Marcus Bowe, 71, perfect offensive lineman number. I have no complaints with it. It's good with me. Fedoni taking 86, I also think is great now that Darius Slayton took 81. Perfect. It's going to take me a minute, I think, when I see him out there to get used to the fact that he's not Darius Slayton, but I think it's perfect for him. And Corey Black, 25, great cornerback number. Don't have any issues with it. I think it's great. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments and if you love or hate the numbers. And again, like I said, they are subject to change. They had to pick numbers for this weekend, but because there are so many players on the roster, like even during camp, you're going to see guys on offense and defense wearing the same number. So I think there will be some changes. It might go all the way up until preseason. So I do think you're safe to pre-order a jersey. I know some fans have been asking about, you know, getting a Scadaboo jersey or Abdul Carter or Dart or whoever. I think what they will do is you can pre-order them. And then when the number is official, they will end up sending you the jersey after the number is official and they make it. Do not quote me on that. I know that's what they did for Malik Neighbors, but I also think that some people have like Neighbors 9 jerseys. So I'm not 100% sure. If you want to wait, I would say you might as well just wait to be safe. So that's what it is. That's what it's looking at right now. They are in rookie mini camp this weekend. So we'll get a recap next week and I will talk about that in next week's podcast. We also have the jersey release coming out on Wednesday, which I am so excited about. I think there's a lot of games to look forward to. And I just watched Giants Life. If you guys haven't watched it, you have to watch. I'll link them in YouTube. But there's 2 episodes so far. One of them is drafting Abdul Carter, and the other one is drafting Jackson Dart. And behind the scenes, it's like a shorter version of Hard Knocks, which I really like because I know I have talked with many of you, and we all were like, I wish we were getting Hard Knocks this offseason because we would have liked to see the behind the scenes of the Dart trade and things like that. And I really love that we saw that. We got to see Abdul Carter in his 30 visit, in the combine visit. We got to see it with Jackson Dart. And I just watched both of those videos and I was like, half wanted to cry and half wanted to be jumping for joy because I know we all love the Abdul Carter pick and there's so much to love about him. And I am so excited that he's a Giant. So I don't think there was any real concern from fans about him. But after watching that, I'm like, I fucking love this guy. Cannot wait to see him on the field. Shane Bowen asked, was it Shane Bowen? It might not have been Shane Bowen. It might have been the outside linebackers coach. Asked him, we're going to have you in 5 different positions. Like, can you learn 5? And he said, give me all of them. I'll take more. So I love this. He said that he wants to improve upon his strength, which I think size has been a concern for some people. So that's something that he is aware of. Obviously, he can't make himself grow, but he can put on more weight and muscle, which obviously will help him hopefully try and win those one-on-one battles. But I'm just so excited about him. And even the Jackson Dart thing, like you guys know on draft night, I was not thrilled about it. And I am coming around on it. Ultimately, he is my quarterback. I'm going to support him. And for all the people who are like, well, you supported Daniel Jones, why wouldn't you support Jackson Dart? I supported Daniel Jones because he was my quarterback. Just like I'm going to support Russ Wilson this year. I have beef with Jameis Winston for some of the assault allegations that happened with him. So he's not my favorite person. But if he steps in and has to play, I'm going to root for him because I want my team to win. And I feel the same way about Jackson Dart. He wasn't my first choice, but I wasn't in these one-on-one meetings with him. I don't know him like the Giants know him. Brian Dable looks like he won the goddamn lottery. You have to watch Giants Life just for that alone. I'm seeing clips of him at minicamp. He's skipping around. The way that he is so excited and thrilled about Dart and Carter, and you see it in Giants Life. You saw it in some of those draft night videos. He literally looks like a pig in shit. He is the happiest man alive, I'm convinced. And Joe Shane also thrilled. So I think that for everyone like me who does have some concerns about Dart, I do feel like they got their guy, and I hope it works out. I want to win football games. I don't want to be at MetLife spending hundreds of dollars on these tickets and 3 hours in the car being like, why the fuck did I come here to watch this shit ass team? I want them to win. So, I'm getting on board with Jackson Dart. I am excited about him. I still feel like he needs work to do, and ideally we don't see him this year. Also, if we don't see him this year, it means the Giants are pretty good, and Russ Wilson hopefully is staying healthy, and we've won more games than I think we expected to. So I think that's kind of the best case scenario all around. And, I'm excited to see more from him. I really feel like there's a lot to love about him. And, watching all these videos that I have watched, especially Giants Life, I just was like, oh, I love these guys. I'm so excited for football season. So call me a buffoon. I'm guilty of being a fan. And, it just got me excited for the season. So I'd really recommend that you guys watch them. They are less than 15 minutes each video. Check them out. Like I said, I'll link them here so you can watch. One more thing I wanted to discuss on here too, for everyone who's watching on YouTube, please comment and let me know what you want to see more of or less of on the podcast, because now that it's the off season, I'm really trying to focus on how I can grow this and make this show better for you guys. I know that the episode with Dan Schneier, where he broke down Dart film, people seem to love that. So I'm actually getting a subscription to All 22 so I can start watching film and really leaning into the nitty-gritty of breaking down film. So if that's something that you want to see more of, please let me know, because I'm happy to start doing more of that. I just have some things to learn when it comes to it, but I will bring on people, especially in the beginning as I'm learning, who are already good at it and know really what they're talking about, like Dan Schneier, like Dave Syvertson, people like that. So if you have any recommendations too for guests that you would like to see, drop them in the comments, send me a DM, let me know. Because like I said, the summer, it's going to be a little quiet here throughout May and June. So I want to make this exciting and interesting for you guys in whatever way that I can, and obviously carry it on through the season. So let me know what you would like to see. Some people have requested that it's a little bit shorter, so I will work on that. I'm going to keep this one to 15 minutes or less. So I will definitely do that for you guys. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is that they did sign all 13 UDFAs. So I will run through those names really quickly, just in case anyone forgot. The last episode that I did is a little bit of information out of all 13 of them. So if you are interested and want more, I won't repeat myself here, but you can go to the last episode and check it out. So These are the 13 UDFAs that they signed. Running back Rushawn Baker from Elon, wide receiver Jordan Bly from Gardner-Webb, wide receiver Dalen Cambray from Louisiana, wide receiver Bo Collins from Notre Dame, cornerback RJ Delancey III from Wisconsin, wide receiver Daquan Felton from Virginia Tech, outside linebacker Trace Ford from Oklahoma, cornerback O'Donnell Fortune from South Carolina, safety Tommy McCormick from Idaho, safety Makari Page from Michigan, tight end Jermaine Terry II from Oregon State, and wide receiver Antoine Wells Jr. from Ole Miss. And then lastly, offensive lineman Jamison Williams from Youngstown State. Last thing is that 3 of these players got guaranteed money, and the only one of them who got enough guaranteed money to guarantee them a practice squad spot is wide receiver Jordan Bly from Gardner-Webb. The other 2 players, one of them is wide receiver Daquan Felton from Virginia Tech, and then the last player is safety Makari Page from Michigan. So all 3 of those guys got guaranteed money. It's not a lot. The most that Jordan Bly got was $264,000, which is the guaranteed practice squad salary, according to Dan Duggan. So he's guaranteed to be a practice squad guy. And then those 2 guys and the other 10, we'll see what happens with them. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited to have some updates from a rookie mini camp, which I'll share next week. And then the last thing briefly, let's go into is Keenan Allen and Gabe Davis. The Gabe Davis 1-year signing or whatever it was for $8.5 million is BS. It almost got me. I was this close to reposting it. And I was like, something about this. And then I scroll down and see like this post is from a fake account. And I was like, I knew something was off. Sketchy, because this would have been all over the place if it was actually true that the Giants did sign him. So there was this fake report that the Giants signed Gabe Davis. Now, I think that Gabe Davis is a good fit for the Giants. And I think there is a good possibility that they do sign him. I'm curious if they're going to wait and see how rookie camp goes first and then decide whether or not to bring someone like Davis in. Obviously, post June 1st, there's going to be more cuts, more players available. The roster is going to continue to evolve over the next couple months. But the reason why I'm not sold on Keenan Allen, aside from his age, is I just probably assume that at this point in his career, he's looking for a starting wide receiver role. And I don't think he's going to get that here with the Giants. I think Gabe Davis is still young. He's got a lot to learn, grow, and improve upon. He has a lot of potential. He has experience with Dable. Shane and Dable were both with Buffalo when he was drafted, when he played there. So obviously, they know whether he's smart, tough, and dependable, whether he's really a good fit for the Giants. And I think that if they bring him in, then I feel like, they really felt like he was going to fit in and there's an opportunity for him to really play here. So I've seen some people being like, why would he not be a starting wide receiver? Have you seen our wide receivers? It's going to be Darius Slay and Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors. There's just no chance that one of those guys comes in and beats out one of those 3 for the starting role. So I think either one of them would end up being wide receiver 4. It could also be Jordan Bly or, any one of these other wide receivers, Bo Collins that they brought in as a UDFA. It could also be Bryce Ford Wheaton or, Jalen Hyatt. There are a lot of options at wide receiver, but I think there's still a lot of question marks outside of the top 3. So that's why I love the idea of bringing in Gabe Davis. He has the potential to be a Giant for the next few years and really grow and develop with the team. And I think he would be a good fit and a good addition to this offense. So I'm curious to see what ends up happening. That's where we're at right now. There are no final decisions, but I have heard that the Giants are interested in both of them. So we will see what ends up happening. They do really only have Darius Slayton as their veteran wide receiver, and we know how they feel about veterans in each position. So for all of the people too saying that they're going to cut Singletary, they're not really going to save a lot of money if they cut Singletary. I think it's only $250,000, which for the NFL is not really a lot of money. It's not like they're saving millions against the cap, right? If they cut him like Jacksonville did, which is why they cut Davis. So I don't see Singletary going anywhere. The running back room is very, very young outside of him. And again, like we know, they like to have their veteran in the room. So it doesn't mean he's going to be the starter. He's going to play every down. He's going to get all of the playing time. I think it just means that for that cost, they want to keep him in the room, and maybe he's going to be the starter until they get Scattaboo up to speed and feel like they can put him in next to Tyrone Tracy, and then maybe they don't need Singletary. So we'll see what happens. That's it for today, guys. Make sure you subscribe, like, share the podcast. If you like this episode, please hit the thumbs up button so you see more of the show. And I will be back next week to recap rookie mini camp and talk about the schedule release. So excited. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week.